Tonight's Four Nations Cup Championship is going to be the biggest hockey game outside of an NHL season in a long time, y'all. It's a rematch between Team Canada and Team USA. So let's bring in Rod Pedersen of the Rod Pedersen Show to talk all things Team Canada. Rod, I need one of those hoodies, man. How you been, man? Long time.
I'm surprised you don't have one, Brandon, from your Canada days. I'm great, man. I can't wait for the game tonight, which it seems like fans on both sides of the border are pretty jacked up for it.
Yeah, I watched the show today, saw the guests you had on, was reading all in the comments. This is going to be a huge one. You got everyone geared up here. You got the president calling Team USA. You got Charles Barkley calling Team USA. But let's move the USA side of things. I want to hear the Canadian side. So, what's the mood of not only the country but just Canadian hockey fans going into tonight's championship game?
I think a lot of nerves. It's a championship game against USA. Canada has, Brandon, this is the ninth such tournament like this. And in the prior eight, Canada's won six. They've won the last two Olympic gold medal games. They've beaten the USA on pretty much every major stage forever. But I think the USA goes in as the favorites tonight. Like a goal either way. It's going to be a really tight game. But the USA won last Saturday, as you mentioned. It is hard to beat a team twice in a tournament like this. But there's a little anger. You've been following that. They're upset at President Trump in Canada. They're booing the U.S. anthem. I just get a kick out of the fact that up until 2 weeks ago, most people didn't even know what this tournament was.
Yeah.
And now 10.1 million Americans watched that round-robin game last Saturday night. It's going to be exponentially more tonight. So Canada, they're into it all the time. But they're not as confident going into this game tonight as they have been over the years.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of eyes watching this game. You saw PK Subban on First Take this morning going on a rant. Ticket prices are just through the roof right now for this game. And the backtrack to Saturday, we saw 3 fights in 9 seconds. But that was in Montreal. This one's going to be in Boston. So two-part question. You think that the energy in TD Garden out in Boston can match the energy at the Bell Center? And you think we're going to see another WWE match to kick things off tonight?
Well, you're talking about two of the most electric arenas in all of the National Hockey League, Montreal and Boston. And they said, Montreal was the perfect venue for those games. Boston's the perfect venue for this one tonight. That was a pro-Canada crowd. This is going to be a pro-USA crowd with a pretty healthy amount of Canadians there. But I'll make you a wager right now, Brandon, that there will not be one fight. But I ran into a group of guys that host a podcast here, the Americans, New Yorkers, and they were like, hey, Rod, there's going to be 10 fights in this game because there was just 3 last game. It didn't mean anything. So there's going to be 10 in this one. I'm like, guys, you don't understand. It's a championship game. Would you expect a fight in the Super Bowl, Brandon? And would you expect a fight in the Grey Cup? Largely not. Like, I won't think there'll be a fight tonight. I know there's a lot of Americans are praying for that or rooting for that. That's why they'll be tuning in. But it's about the win at the end of the game, not in the fisticuffs. That's something you can pull in the round robin. That's not something you do in the playoffs. I don't care what the sport is. I don't think there will be any fights tonight. Sorry if that's a downer for your viewers.
No, I absolutely love it. The player in me love it. There's no such thing as a sideshow and entertainment when it comes to the championship game. That's something for, like you said, a regular season game or even, a group stage type game. So who on the Canadian side are your players to watch? For our American fans that may not be heavy on the NHL side of things, who are some of the Canadian players that they need to watch out for tonight?
It's the usual suspects. I don't think you need to be a hardcore hockey fan to know Sidney Crosby, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. He scored the winner, the series clinching goal in 2016 for Canada when they won this tournament the last time. Sidney Crosby, who already is the odds-on favorite to be the MVP of this tournament already for what he's done. And then Nathan MacKinnon, Colorado Avalanche star. Connor McDavid, the greatest player in the NHL right now. They're all on Team Canada. But I'm going to tell you right now, Brandon, what it's going to come down to tonight is goaltending. And Jordan Binnington is the goalie for Team Canada. Regularly, the St. Louis Blues are his club team. He's won a Stanley Cup, and he actually won it in Boston. But he hasn't been real great in this series, this tournament. So it'll come down to goaltending. Jordan Binnington, that's not a household name, I don't think, for your viewers, but he may well decide the game. USA has the best goalie on the globe, Connor Hellebuck.
Yep.
You know he's going to be good. We're not so sure about Jordan Binnington. So in games like this, a lot of times it does come down to goaltending. And that's, to be honest, what I think's got the Canadian fans so nervous going into tonight. He does have the Stanley Cup credentials. That helps. But in a low-scoring, tight game like this, that could decide it.
All right, well, puck drop is tonight at TD Garden at 8 p.m. Rod, man, always a pleasure. Our two countries and hockey team can have whatever beef they can have right now, but, man, you've always been a stand-up guy, and I appreciate you from my days down when I was at Alouette, man.
Yeah, I'm proud of all you've done, man. Keep it rolling. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Rod.